In this video, we're going to make a website using only AI, and what I mean by that is from start to finish. The whole process of creating a website will be done using artificial intelligence with no coding required at all. Now it's up to you what you want to call your website, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to name it my AI website. Now there are so many different types of websites out there, right? What is it that we want to achieve with our website? For example, with a blog, do you want to share your knowledge on a certain topic? You want to build an audience? Or do you want to generate some income with your blog? Web hosting is basically the service that allows our website to be accessible on the internet. There are so many different web hosting providers out there, but for this example, let's say we want to go with Hostinger. The color scheme is basically the set of colors that we're going to use throughout our website. It's really important that we choose a color scheme that is consistent with our brand and also easy on the eyes. Well, I'm not go too deep into this because I have a ton of videos on how to create a successful blog. We'll be using an AI tool to generate our website's design, so we and have to worry about finding a template that we like. So I recommend you watch those videos after this one. Now we'll be using an AI tool, which is a great tool for generating all sorts of content using AI. So let me show you how to use it to generate your own website. Now let me show you how you can customize each section of the website. For now, let's just say that our goal is to share our knowledge with the world. The About section is where we tell our visitors about our business or our blog. So here we have our About section, and as you can see, we have our About text, and we also have our image. The Testimonial section is where we display testimonials from our happy customers or readers. The Contact section is where we display our contact information. If you want to make any further changes to the website, feel free to do so. If you did, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And when you're finished, simply click on the Publish button, and that's it. Your website is now live and accessible to everyone. So here we have our Contact section, and as you can see, we have our contact information, and we also have our contact form. So let's say that we want to change our contact information. All we have to do is click on the text and then simply type in the new text. And if we want to change the contact form, all we have to do is click on the form and then select a new form from our form library. So here we have our testimonial section, and as you can see, we have our testimonial text, and we also have our testimonial author. So let's say that we want to change the testimonial text. All we have to do is click on the text and then simply type in the new text. And if we want to change the testimonial author, all we have to do is click on the author and then simply type in the new name. So let's say that we want to change the text. All we have to do is click on the text and then simply type in the new text. And if we want to change the image, all we have to do is click on the image and then select a new image from our media library. So here we have our Hero section, and as you can see, we have our hero text, we have our call to action button, and we also have our image. So let's say that we want to change the text. The Services section is where we list out the services that we offer. So here we have our Services section, and as you can see, we have our service titles, and we also have our service icons. So let's say that we want to change the service titles. All we have to do is click on the text and then simply type in the new text. And if we want to change the service icons, all we have to do is click on the icon and then select a new icon from our icon library. All we have to do is click on the text and then simply type in the new text. And let's say that we want to change the call to action button. All we have to do is click on the button and then simply type in the new text. And finally, if we want to change the image, all we have to do is click on the image and then select a new image from our media library. Let me show you the different sections that we generated. Here we have our Hero section, then we have our About section. Then we have our Services section, and then we have our Testimonials section. And finally, we have our Contact section. The font is basically the style of the text on our website. Content is basically the text, images, and videos that we display on our website. It's really important that we create high-quality content that is relevant to our target audience. But before we do that, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future tutorials like this one. Again, we want to make sure that the font we choose is consistent with our brand and also easy to read. Publishing our website makes it live on the internet and accessible to everyone. Like you can make a blog, a portfolio website, a business website, a simple landing page, an online store, and the list goes on. Who is it that we want to reach with our content? This is really important because we want to make sure that we're recreating content that is valuable to them. For this example, let's say that we want to target tech-savvy individuals who are interested in artificial intelligence. For this example, let's say we want to create a blog website. So in other words, if you know nothing about web development, don't worry, we got you covered. This video is for you, so let's get started. Alright, so we're going to begin by naming our website. Next, we need to decide what kind of website we want to make. Now, once we have an idea of the type of website we want to make, we need to think about the purpose of our website. A domain name is the address of our website on the internet. It's really important that we choose a domain name that is relevant to our target audience and also easy to remember. For this example, let's say we want to choose the domain name aiblog.com. Next, we need to define the target audience for our website. Next, we need to choose a domain name for our website. Okay, so now that we have our domain name, we can move on to the next step, which is choosing a web hosting provider. Next, we need to choose a template for our website. A template is basically a pre-designed layout for our website that we can customize to match our brand. Next, we need to choose a color scheme for our website. Next, we need to choose a font for our website. Next, we need to create some content for our website. Finally, we need to publish our website. So let's actually start building our website. All right, so let's head over to the AI tool that we'll be using to generate our website. All right, so this is the website that we just generated using the AI tool, and it looks pretty good if you ask me. Now, if you want to make any changes to the website, all you have to do is click on the pencil icon and then click on the element that you want to change. First, let's start with the Hero section. The Hero section is basically the first section of the website, and it's really important that we make it as engaging as possible. Next, let's move on to the About section. Next, let's move on to the Services section. Next, let's move on to the Testimonial section. Finally, let's move on to the Contact section, and that's it. We have successfully generated our website using AI. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned how to make a website using AI.